President Trump says he expects the U.S. operation in Iran to wrap up in 2 to 3 weeks. He's set to deliver an update on Iran tonight in his first primetime address since the war began. Of course, we'll bring that to you live. The president says the U.S. has attained its goal of preventing Iran from having a nuclear weapon, but now, quote, we're finishing the job. On the takeout yesterday, Major Garrett spoke with President Trump's former National Security Advisor John Bolton, and he said President Trump's political situation is influencing his Iran plans.
I think what it shows is he wants out, he doesn't know what to do, he hasn't thought through his objectives. The administration officials say, well, regime change was never our goal. Well, if it wasn't, why does it matter that we're talking to a different regime? I mean, I think there's confusion and real concern about price of gasoline at the pump and the political consequences.
CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang joins us now for more on this. Weijia, good morning. You spoke with the president one-on-one about his plans on Iran. Share with our viewers the answers you received and the sense you got of what he's saying.
Well, good morning, Errol. Good morning to everybody. It was clear in our conversation that President Trump wants to end this war. Even if the U.S. pulls out of the Iran war in 2 or 3 weeks, though, that would be longer than his original timeline. I asked the president what else has to happen between now and declaring victory, and he said, quote, not much. We want to clean up some ends, but we've done our job.
We'll be leaving very soon.
President Trump said the U.S. continues to negotiate with Iran, but will soon be done with the war.
I had one goal. They will have no nuclear weapon. And that goal has been attained. They will not have nuclear weapons. But we're finishing the job. And I think within maybe 2 weeks, maybe a couple of days.
In a phone interview, I asked the president if removing the enriched uranium that remains in Iran, a critical component to make a nuclear weapon, is a requirement to declare victory. Trump said, I don't even think about it. That's so deeply buried, it's going to be hard for anybody. Trump said it's possible Iran will make a deal in the coming weeks, but added that is not necessary for the U.S. to end the war.
They're losing. They admit they're losing. They're begging to make a deal.
Earlier Tuesday, the president said reopening the Strait of Hormuz is up to other nations since they depend on Gulf oil far more than the U.S. I'm not a gatekeeper for them, he said in our interview. Countries have to come in and take care of it.
They'll go right up there and they'll be able to fend for themselves. I think it'll be very safe, actually, but we have nothing to do with them.
Iranian restrictions in the strait have caused gas prices in the U.S. to spike by almost 35% since the war began.
All I have to do is leave Iran, and we'll be doing that very soon, and they'll become tumbling down.
In a new warning, Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps is threatening to attack the Middle East offices of American tech firms tonight if Iranian leadership continues to be targeted by airstrikes. 18 companies were singled out, including Microsoft, Apple, and Google. Errol.
Yeah, very ominous there. Weijia, thank you very much.